Hi, Asya.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Okay. So I think you can start your presentation and material. So I give the screen for you, and yeah, let's start.
Hello, everyone. Today I would like to make some talk with you. It will be good if you will chat in the comments of the Zoom and write your name and from which sphere are you, which position do you take. For example, are you a BIM manager, or you are a designer, or you are builder? Please write your role of the building process. And today we will talk about how to become a high-value BIM designer or VDC manager. And we will explore BIM and the essentials of information management in construction, including key competencies and practical tips for verifying and automatic information models with Larix Manager. And our plan for today is to talk about what is BIM, what does it mean, to talk about core principles of information management in construction, to talk about conceptual framework of business process if we are talking about platform Larix, and about key competencies of BIM professionals, and also about information model verification. I will show practical tips and tricks. And we will start from the question, what is BIM? You may chat and also write your opinion. What is BIM for you? Is it about building informational modeling, or it's about management? And today I would like to talk more about the second, because now it's a trend around the world, not just to make a picture of our building, a model which we can see and just we can see, but it's also a building with informational which we can use in different and in different goals, in different ways. We can use this information. So BIM, it's close to VDC, it's virtual design and construction, and IMC in Russia, it's called as informational management in construction. So what VDC manager do? He use BIM not like a tool. It's more than software. It's a way of using BIM models. Also, he doesn't work only with 3D. He also goes for 4D about its schedules, and 5D its cost of the building. Also, he connects the model with planning, budgets, and logistics, and other processes which are complicated and and according to the business process of their own company. And the LCVDC manager works with construction operations, not only design. And these core principles of informational management we can name. The first is, of course, the informational model as a foundation of project process. It's not only about graphic model, it's also means in and include documentation and data. The second step is structured informational exchange between stakeholders. All participants need to exchange information using EER, BEP, and BIM models and documentation. Also, participants need to determine the purpose, informational exchange, time, method, content, and quantity of information. And the third, common data environment as a single source of truth. It means that we need to develop common information standards. They need to define methods for creating, checking, approving, and accepting. We need to describe our business process and all functions. Also, we need to create a common data for data storage and also for storage of documentation, not only models. And which competencies of BIM professionals I'd like to note. Today's trend not only on technical experience, but also BIM manager or VDC manager need to have collaboration skills and communication skills, and also some manager capabilities. But today we will talk, of course, about technical expertise and start from the conceptual framework of the business process. And I will show how to organize and manage workflows around the informational model using 𝗲𝗲𝗃 Nexus and 𝗲𝗲𝗃 Manager. The first, it's a software. It's a common data environmental for construction projects where we can save our models, our reports, our temples, and then in 𝗲𝗃 Manager we can analyze and verify BIM models from this data environmental. And like my colleague told before, we have a workflow how the information goes from step by step. And today we will talk about the first step, 𝗲𝗃 Nexus and 𝗲𝗃 Manager. What does 𝗲𝗃 Manager do? Here we can create, consolidate BIM model and do different checks. Visual check of the model. We can check collisions, design errors, checking parameters, and generate mathematical reports. And also we can systemization of parameters and work even with models not according to the requirements. We can edit our BIM models if there are some errors, and don't wait while designer will create a new model. So we can don't stop our process. We can use the information and go to this next step. For example, to the estimate our models. With which software we can work? We can work with IFC, but also we can use a plugin for the software Revit, 𝗕𝗲𝗃, or Bentley MicroStation, and work with our inner format IMC, and don't use IFC if we doesn't need to use it. So you doesn't need to have different and hard competition. You doesn't need to know how to export to IFC. If you don't have these competencies, it doesn't matter because you can just use our plugin for Revit, 𝗕𝗲𝗃, and Bentley, and don't use IFC. Please write in which software do you work and which software is are you using in your company. And now there is a checklist what you need to check when you're watching your models. For example, the most vital checking is parameter value validation. And I think it's better to show you according to the practical cases. So I will open the program and show you on examples how the first step to check the value of parameters. We can do it by the structures. And here you can see and create your tree, which can help you to check the structure and check some parameters. What does it mean? For example, there is a temple, and here I can see which models I have in this file, which classes are in every model, and which types of elements are in every class. So usually there is a checking of the correct named of elements, and usually there is a question: what does IFC building element proxy mean? Sometimes it's not a good practice to use this class because it doesn't help to understand what it is, because it's a very general name. So they can see. So we can check which elements are in this class. I visualized in our program these elements and see that's it's elements of a dust, some fittings, and these elements needs to have another IFC class, so it's a mistake, and the designer need to check his mapping before export to IFC. Also, using structures in Larix Manager, they can check another parameters. For example, they can check the level of the elements. So we can group our elements by the parameter location story, and now we can see all the levels. For example, 12. Let's see this construction, and we can see that one element is not correct. It's a mistake. It's on the 13 flow. So we need to take a report with this mistake. We can take a list and go to the element of list and open it. I was working in structure, so this is my list with one element with not correct level, and I can take a report. I can export element list and there and give it to designer to check and edit the level of this element. And in such way, I can check all the levels and take the reports of all mistakes. Also, I can check some classifications, some another parameters. Let's go to our checklist. And also we can verification the connection continuity of elements. We can verification absence of non-design elements. We can check the design solution evaluation, model coordination verification, and verification of element assignment to the correct work set if we are talking about Revit. And we can verification the project structure verification and the lot. Lot describes the complexity of 3D model representation, and we can using our structures and see which elements we have. We see the classes, and we can understood does we have all IFC classes, does we have all elements in our model. It's just a visual checking. Also, in Larix Manager, we can see not only the geometry, we can see the parameter values. All parameters that designer use in his model, we can see also in the Larix Manager. We can group them by the sets, and we can see base quantities sets. We can see element-specific sets, location, and another sets with parameters. The next step after visual checking, it's a checklist. The next step is reconciliation of documentation and BIM model. It's vital because sometimes the documentation and BIM model, it's the separate things. Firstly, designer do documentation, and only through the time they make a model, and the documentation doesn't match with this BIM model, and it's a problem. On the this way, we can't use our data and can't go on the next step to use it on 4D or 5D. We can't estimate our cost of the building and another things. So all data in the specification and in the PDF of documentation must be correspond to the model data. And the graphic documentation in the native model files must be the same as the PDF documentation. And how we can check it using Larix Manager? Let's see. They have sets. There they can have some filters and groups of elements, and then summary some quantities. For example, I want to count how many walls and the summary area or volume of these elements. How can I do this? I can do a new set. I can name it area of walls, for example. And the first step, I need to make a filter to show only walls, not all elements of the building. How can I take a filter? I can choose one element and see all parameters which I have. So I can find IFC class and add it to condition. Also, I know that there is not only IFC wall standard case, I also can see another possible values. And I can take, for example, IFC wall also. And now I can take O and apply. And now I will see only walls in my project. And now I can count only walls. Let's use the parameters and see there is the information that we need to add. We need to add width of the construction, so I can add it to fields. Also, I need to add net volume, add to the fields, and area, add to the fields. Also, I can field, for example, location story or another parameters which are interesting for me. But now that's enough. For example, I will apply, and now my elements have new graphs. I have information about width of construction and about area and volume. And now I have a specification of the walls, but there is no information about material. Let's add it too and count only concrete walls. So I do a new set only for concrete walls. And now I need to make a new filter and use, for example, a parameter. There I can see the name of the wall. For example, I can use friendly name and add to the condition. And now I'm interested only in concrete walls. And now I need to write that the name has the concrete in the name. Let's see the result. Now I see all my concrete walls, not all, but also there is some others. I can also check my filtration and, for example, add another condition and don't show covering of the walls. And this covering. Так. I need to do a more complicated condition. I need to show all concrete walls, but I doesn't need to show covering. So I filter it. There is a mistake or apply. There is a mistake on the first condition. I need to use operator and then O. And now I have a correct result. And now let's summary these parameters. And now let's summary. Firstly, width, and then I would like to sum area and sum volume. So I can count every parameter, every quantities of my and metrics of my projects. If I will remind Revit, there are specifications. It's the similar instrument, but here they are working with all elements, with all models, not with categories of elements. So here they don't lose anything and exactly count every elements of our building. The next step after this checking, it's LOI, level of informational. So here we need to know the data type of our parameters, the values of parameters, and the simple checking all parameters, are they filled or not, and are all parameters in the model, and are they assigned to the requirement elements. Also, we can check errors in choosing a modeling tools. For example, all numeric parameters are greater than 0. And also we need to check name and the parameters of the material, especially for multi-layered structures. For example, walls, floors, ceilings. Let's check it in the program. If we want to check the parameters, it's another model of our program. Let's go to validation parameters. And here you can make your shadows, make your temples, and check your models according to your temple and requirements. So how it works? Firstly, they need the filter, the condition, which elements we need to check. For example, in future we want to count our walls and to summary the cost of all concrete walls. So we need to know on which floor is this wall. We need to know the area of walls, the volume, the width, the material name of this element. So that's why they need to check these parameters. For example, there is a condition. There I validating the parameter location story. So I'm checking are all walls has have any wall, a parameter which called as location story. So I can start our validation. There is a mistakes. We can see a red indication. So let's see. The checking of the location is correct. All filtered elemented are correct. As we see, no mistakes. But if we will check the square of walls, the area of walls, there is a condition that area must be more than 0. There are some mistakes. And here they can see 33 elements which are incorrect. And here we can see that the parameter base quantities net site area not found in this model. So we can automatically find all mistakes in LOI, and we can show the designer who create this model which parameters he need to add to the model or to change values for these parameters according to our requirements. The next step it's checking of our clash detective. They need to create a detailed collision matrix and check duplications, geometrical intersections, regulatory collisions. That means that we need to check the location. For example, the position of elements from set A, from set B at a distance h from the elements from set A. For example, we can check the minimum height observed in the rooms. Or we can check the location of wet rooms above residential ones. And another regulatory conditions that we need to check. So this is the examples of checking, not the beam checking. It's about designed and some decisions that some project decisions and some construction decisions. So it's an instrument not only for BIM managers, it also helps designers to check the quality of construction decisions. The other examples, it's to check the minimum distance between the shortest points of elements of set A and B, or the distance between the elements but in the projection on the horizontal plane. And another two checking, it's the absence of volume, and opposite one for volume availability. Some examples. We can check the placement of model elements in the volume of another element. The error in the absence of the requirement elements or mismatch in quantity. For example, each living room has two air conditioners or not, and the error will be living room. There is no conditions at all. And the opposite checking, we check the location of plumbing, for example, in bedroom, that there is no, that in bedroom has no modeled plumbing, and the errors will be the bedrooms where are plumbing. So let's see it in interface. Now we are going to another mode, checking for collision. And here they can see the collision matrix. It's a detailed checking of all our elements. They take a filter for walls, facade walls, roof, doors, window, for structural elements, slabs, beams, columns, for heating and ventilation, dust, pipes, equipments, and others. For electrical communication equipment, and also for technical solutions. Here they choose which check-in we are wanted to realize, for example, duplication or intersection. And then they start all our validation and see the results. Let's see some collisions with intersections. For example, we can see doors and some equipment. And we can see the collision which is very vital, and the designer need to move the door or the equipment. Another check-in we can see, for example, walls and air distributors. There are 51 mistakes, and we can see the place of these collisions. Also, I would like to show you the difference between Navisworks and our software. They can work with the list of results, and it will change the visualization. Also, we can choose tab element in visualization, and it will be blue in our lists. So they can make and analyze our collisions in the 3D. They can mock the collision, and we can feel the status of the collision. Is it mock or low priority, or medium priority, or high priority? And also we can write a comment. For example, here we can write the name of specialist who need to see this collision, maybe the date or something else. For example, how to move, how to make, how to edit with collision. And after analyzing, we can make a report for designer and see our results in the Excel. We can add any parameter they need, For example, we can add the level, the name of system, or number of section of a building, and another information. And the designer will see the report in such a way. There will be picture and informational with GUID or ID element, which we need to find in the model. Also, we have automatization. If you are working in Revit, you can use our free plugins, which can help designers to find the collision in the model. Firstly, I am open my 3D viewer. Then I use a plugin and choose the position which I want to find. And now my viewer will cut off and I will see my collision. And now I see the place of collision. And this is a quickly way to find all my collisions in the Revit, and it save my time for the search. Let's see the questions in the chat.
Okay, I think no question for the presentation. You want to continue for your presentation?
Yes, I will
Okay.
continue. So we are talking today about checklist for the checking our informational model. We were talking about basic things of informational management. And if you have questions or if you are interested in our software Larix, you can contact us and follow our Telegram channel. Thank you for attention.
Okay. So thank you, Nasya, for the presentation. So I give opportunity to our participant that want to ask about our material presentation or demonstration today. You can ask in Bahasa Indonesia or you can ask with chat room in the Zoom, or you can ask directly with English for our speaker. Baik, Bapak Ibu semua, bagi yang ingin bertanya, silahkan dapat bertanya via chat atau via chat dalam bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris, ataupun via secara langsung open mic dalam bahasa Inggris. Okay, so this is an question for you, Nasya. So from Dinda Sari Bintang, ask about what is the role of BIM in reducing the sign of error or class detection. like what the importance of this software for class detection, and what the important function of this class detection in the BIM.
Mm, mhm. Repeat, please, the end.
Yeah. Uh, it's an equation about what the role of BIM in reducing of design of error, reduce of this design of error with the class detection.
Mhm. Mm, Class detection helps us to see all problems beforehand, before going to the uh, mm, building site. So it's vital to check all models, all mm, and architecture, the structures, and uh, uh, all and the heating and ventilation, and etc. So the most vital collisions, it's uh, in my practice, it's mm, missing holes in the walls, in the slabs. Mm, Angie, maybe you some add?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, for our functionalities, also like minimize of cost time. Also, if you have some features for the class detection, it's more be benefit when you work with your team after BI model is done. So ya, izin saya Bu terkait pertanyaan. Jadi dari pandangan kita dan selaku speaker tadi memang peran BIM dalam mengurangi kesalahan desain itu sangat penting karena kita bicara terkait dengan lanjutan langkahnya ya setelah kita mendesain mulai dari nanti kebutuhan untuk quantity take off, kebutuhan untuk scheduling segala macam. Nah, itu diperlukan terutama sebenarnya kalau kita berbicara BIM model itu kan dibuat oleh berbagai macam disiplin ya, mulai dari arsitek, ada MEP, ada struktur. Sehingga dengan adanya clash detection itu semua bisa disarikan menjadikan satu sehingga nantinya ketika ada nanti untuk konstruksi itu akan mengurangi kesalahan dalam pelaksanaan di lapangan. Jadi software ini seperti hub untuk membantu kita sebagai BIM manager untuk bisa mengontrol desain BIM model yang sudah ada. Mungkin itu untuknya. So we continue for our next question, Nasya. So maybe you can also see in our chat room. It's from Mr. Hendra. I know the personal computer specification, example of processor, VGA chipset for running software, BIM Larix, I think Larix for modeling like a high-rise building in your presentation.
Yes, it's better to send you because there are different characteristics for the local software and for the server software. But I can tell you some properties. For example, platform Windows 10 and higher, processor not lower than Core i5, um, 16 gigabyte RAM, and not less than 5 gigabyte of free place. Also, we can send the whole characteristic of the program computer for the larynx.
Okay. So it's for RAM is, yeah. Oh, you can share screen, yes. Thank
And
you.
about tolerance, as I understood you, you are talking about the tolerance we can write the each collisions. They doesn't need to check less than this metric. So they will find only the collision which has the size more than this.
Okay. Thank you, Nasya, for your answer. We continue for the next question from Mr. Reza. Can class detection in Zotov or Larix manager provide tolerance in its
It's
class
about
analysis?
this question, yes. If I understood correct, uh, tolerance it's about admission, and now I show you this in interface. If I am right, you are talking about admissions, and they can write it in the interface, and we will not check collisions with the size less than this.
Yeah, okay. So the answer is yes, of course, is can for the tolerance. And we move for the next question. If the class has been resolved in the field, can we fix the 3D model directly in Larix Manager? Or we have to go back to the 3D model software like Revit before analyzing the class detection again?
Yes, we need to go back to the 3 model and uh, edit it and solve this problem.
Yeah. I add some information that we compatible with all of the software. Most of our software that we know, like Revit, like yeah, all of the software that can read also IFC format. And we have also plugin for like that Nasya demo is Revit. So don't worry about the interoperability. We can use Revit and we can add our plugin to the software. So it's like maybe more automatically can be detects all of the classes or collision that have been made in the Larix Manager. So yeah, I think it's for the answer. So the next, Mr. Edwin asked about support for ASEAN regions. I can answer for this question. So we have the directly team, Mr. Edwin in Indonesia. I as country manager in Indonesia. So if you want to know more about our software from Russia in the BIM, we have uh, we have communication. If you want, you can contact me with the email that I send you for our invitation Zoom today. So yeah, we can help you if you want to know about BIM, another our software partner like Digital Twin and also GIS. Okay, so the next question for you, Nasha, is how much Zotov implementation in industry construction industry? Maybe in the Russia, you can give example like what the industry, what type, like maybe in oil and gas or like in the developer or yeah, something like this.
Um, there are different companies who use our software. Some of them um, are built living buildings. Some of them uh, mm, built roads, built bridges. some of them build the construction. So there is, it's like 𝗕𝗲𝗴𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵. We don't depends on the type of the construction. It's be possible to check everything. And I don't know, will be it
Okay.
understandable if I will called the name of Russian companies, because
Yeah.
it's another field, another market. I think it won't be understandable.
Okay. So yeah, maybe I will show some our client in, yeah, just to know about our industry in the Russia. This is our client. So we have like for the developer, we have in the chemical industry, infrastructure, like yeah, we know in the Indonesia like KAI or MRT or yeah Jasa Marga, and yeah, exactly in metal and mining is most of the client, and also energy, oil and gas, and like finance and IT for the data center or banking. So yeah, we have more like 150 different clients in its industry. So we have many experience to this. Okay, so we move for the next question. Uh, for our question, what the different our Larix manager with the method of in Revit or Revit's work with the switchbacks navigation feature like switchbacks? Do you know maybe?
As I remember, it's functional about connection of the report with collisions and Revit. And we have a plugin, as I showed you before. The difference is between that it's free, and here you can find not only um, geometrical collision, but also some some collisions because of minimal length between elements, or another types of checking, for example, checking of the minimal height between floor and ceiling, the level of the some elements, some minimal length between pipes, between dusts, and another checking. So here you can see different types of the clashes, and you can also write new status. You can write, is it invoke, or you will miss it and doesn't check it. Also, you can write some comment to another designer. For example, you're an architect, and you can write that this collision isn't in your model. It need to move a pipe, for example. So you can write it here, and then you will save our report, and this information will be saved also in the report from the Larix.
Okay. So yeah, I think the information, the difference of Nafi's work and Rapid's feedback is they just like to know we navigate that all of our wrong in our design. But in the Larix Manager, we have the platform that it's validation BIM end to end. So it's like automatically validate all of the process, not just like show what the class or error, but we have the data that can be export and is all be of our validation data. So yeah, I think it's okay. For the next, maybe for the all our participant that will want to ask directly, I will give uh, opportunity to this session.
Yes, there is no defense. What we are checking, they can
Yes.
see intersection in one discipline, for example, only architecture. And there is what mistakes between walls and stairs in the model of architecture. For example, here they can see these collisions, or another Windows and Windows. Very interesting collision.
Yeah. Okay. Nasha, maybe any question from participant want to be direct?
Hello, can I have
Okay.
question?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Musli, you can ask.
Good morning, Anastasia.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I want to ask about some three question. What is the format of class detection report? Maybe I miss information. Sometimes the different product will be show the format after the class detection will be a little bit different. And question number two is, how do you provide marking or notes when there are class occur? Sometimes we need to information to the modeler and to the another client. This is happen in class section, and you need to inform to them and how you make it for the marking. And what number three is, what advantage of this product compared to its competitor? I think that's all. For clear, I want to paste my comment in the comment to this message. Thank you.
The first was about the rapid collision rapid. Yes.
Yeah.
There are two forms. The first is not very flexible because we can't use a filter of Excel, but it's compact. It's a small report. You can give it for the chief, for the your boss, and he will see the result. But for the designer, we have another report. Here you can see that one one point, one parameter. It's maybe a little big, but they can use a filter of Excel, and now I can see all comments, all status, all. For example, I can add a level, and now I can see the collision on the third floor or the on the 10th floor, etc.
Okay.
Also, I can add the name or the type of the system. If these parameters are in the model, I can see. But if there is no value, it will be like here, empty.
It is possible to share screen if you have time.
No, it's automatical report. So
Okay.
I can show you. the process is to make a collision matrix. Then I start all validations, and then I just need to use collision check result report, and it will give me this form in mathematical regime.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And number 3?
Number 3, advantages. If we will see on Navisworks, there is no checking of parameters. There is only by your hands you make sets, and by your eye viewer see the correct names of parameters and values. Here you can do it automatical and also make an automatical report where you can see the name of parameter with mistake and the type of mistake. Is it not not filled, or there is no this parameter completely in the model.
Okay.
The second, it's the validation types of collisions. There is 7 types. In Navis, there are only 2. It's it's like Solibri. If you know, there are also many types of collision checks.
Yes.
We can use collision matrix like in new versions of Solibri. In Navisworks, there is no this function. This function give us an opportunity to create in a quick mode our checkings and to edit them in a quick mode too. Another point, they can edit our model. Our position is that it's a software not only for designers, but also for owners or employees who write, who need to check and work with models having native models, having Revit, for example. So if there are some mistakes, he need to wait for designer when he will edit model and give them to employee, or he can correct by himself. And for example, he need to count some metrics by the flows, but there is no parameter of level. So he can create new parameter and fill it by himself and have a summary for the volume of all walls on different flows.
Okay, thank you for your explanation. Большое спасибо. Is that correct? I say thank you in Russia.
Yes, spasiba.
Okay. Terima kasih,
Thank you,
Mas.
Mr. Musri,
Thank
for
you.
the question. So maybe for the last 2 questions, I think I will ask for the Mr. Hendro, can we work in offline model? Yeah, this is software is installation, Pak. So you have to install and you can work in your laptop by offline. And maybe for the last question is for you, Nasya, is the class detection analyzed by Larix Manager only between discipline or can check class between the like same discipline like structure and interdiscipline like structure architect yeah, something like this.
I think I have already said about this. Then I show
Yeah,
the
correct.
intersection of architecture Yes, it's possible. It's very flexible feature. You can check any construction you want. You can check the model, the set A, one model, the set B, another model. You can check set A some IFC class, set B some IFC class, as you want, or the whole discipline, or some construction of this discipline.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, yes, we can, Pak. We have Larix Manager analyze both of types, like interdiscipline classes, like yeah, architectural, structural, or MEP or structure, something like this, or intradiscipline classes with the same discipline, like structure and the structure that you mentioned. So basically, we have combination like universal class matrix and also rule-based classes based on our configuration. Yeah, I think it's done. So maybe for any another question for today? Maybe I will wait like yeah, 10 for another question. Yeah, from 10 second. Maybe I count down like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So yeah, we finished our webinar today. Thank you for all of the participants. Don't forget to fill it the absent form with our absent today for the participant that want to make it credits in the SKK. You can also fill the uh, yeah, fill the form in the chat. So yeah, thank you for today for our speaker, Nasha, for your sharing. Glad to see you again, and don't forget to waiting our next webinar from Zotov. And thanks for E2MI as an association that collaborate with us to celebrate this session. So yeah, good afternoon for you all. Thank you. Good luck.
Good
Thank
luck.
you, Nasya.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you, Mas Aris.
Thank you.
Thank you.